Hey guys, Louie here, and I want to talk a little bit about Cheeky Chipmunk. Now, quite a few weeks ago, I told you the story of the tortoise and the hare in regard to gold and silver, and sure enough, that fable came true, and silver has outperformed gold this year, and will do so by much, much more, in my opinion. But, what about the cheeky chipmunk? You see what he's doing here. He's storing his nuts for winter. So I guess the question is, first, is winter coming? All right, not just the normal winter, but is the worst winter you could ever imagine coming for the American people? Is it going to be a winter where people of all social, economic strata suffer? All right. Certainly the poor and are going to suffer. Um, they have lost many of their jobs. And now we see the middle class starting to suffer. The news headlines of thousands and thousands and thousands of white collar workers are being laid off, right? Airline pilots, etc. The white collar layoff. They're going to join the 30 million people that are out of work. And in fact, I'm even in discussions at my company right now about a layoff, which is heartbreaking because it really wasn't necessary to shut down our world the way we did and throw so many people out of work. But okay, so that part of winter is coming for 10% of America. All right. Beyond that, what else is coming? Inflation is coming. And don't believe Jerome Powell that there's no inflation. Inflation is here. You can see it in my commodities portfolio that I showed you a couple months ago, which is flying now. You can see it at the grocery store. You can see it if you're building something. You go to Home Depot and try to buy some lumber. Inflation is roaring. Okay, think back to Jimmy Carter. All right, that's where we're headed. So you're going to be out of work, or some people will be out of work. Both poor people, middle class people, the rich people are probably invested in real estate and they're probably going to be okay, as they always are. And the cost of everything will be going up at the same time. The Federal Reserve has finished the final blow in the coffin of the dollar. Final blow, the final nail in the coffin of the dollar, because, first, the leaders of our country chose to take the debt ceiling off, so there's no concern about the amount of debt we have anymore. And the Federal Reserve, obviously engaged in quantitative easing, has decided to depress the dollar. And now the Federal Reserve has taken up its inflation target. Well, if the Federal Reserve tells you that they're going to take the inflation target from 2% to 4%, what that means for the average person is that real inflation, the things that you buy and live on, are going to go from 10% to 20% per year. All right, this is the trend we're going to see. So, the world is crumbling, the dollar is crumbling, and they're coming for your money. When the dollar devalues, that devalues your savings, all right, unless you've got it in hard assets. And I think a lot of people do that watch my little show. But why wouldn't you be saving nuts for the winter? Why wouldn't you be like the cheeky chipmunk? Do you think the cheeky chipmunk, when he goes to find nuts, he says, that nut's a little too small, I'm not going to get it yet. And that nut's a little too big, it doesn't quite fit in my mouth. And you know what? I think tomorrow there'll be more nuts on the tree falling, and I'm going to take today off and, go do something fun. No, he gets all the nuts he can while he can, because there will come a point where all the nuts are off the tree, and that may or may not last until the worst winter Americans have probably ever seen. And when he gets all those nuts off the tree, he stacks them and stores them as quickly as possible. So while many seasoned stackers, while many technical stackers are watching price action, and we're in this range now between 25 and 28, and pretty soon the range will be between 28 and 32, and then it may start a run after that. But just do not, in my humble opinion, expect the nuts to get fatter or juicier or more plentiful. The nuts are drying up, and you better get the ones that you can in a reasonable fashion when the markets are down, when there is a dip. Don't be waiting, in my humble opinion, for the big score if you haven't put your nuts away yet. Be like the the cheeky chipmunk, okay? Get some nuts put away, because today it's somebody else's job. Well, that's a recession. But when it's your job, it's a depression. And there are many, many signs on the wall that it's coming for you if you haven't protected yourself. So build up that stockpile that you need of cash and food and supplies and ammo, but also build up your store of nuts, whether that be silver or gold or platinum or real estate. Whatever it is that will be a hard asset for you, put it away, because winter is coming. What do you think?